Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. There's a lot of buzz swirling around the NFL right now. But what's grabbing the attention of Commanders fans like you and me is the explosive rumor that's been making waves across the league. It's about Justin Jefferson, the star wide receiver from the Minnesota Vikings, and the possibility that he might soon be donning the burgundy and gold. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds almost too good to be true, but the whispers are getting louder, and the insiders suggest that a deal could be on the brink of happening, potentially as early as before the NFL trade deadline in November. So, buckle up because this could be a game changer for Washington, and it's definitely worth diving into all the details. Sources close to the situation indicate that the Commanders are making a serious push to acquire Jefferson, offering a first-round pick in the 2026 draft plus a young wide receiver in exchange. And honestly, this isn't just some casual rumor. Multiple insiders say the deal is almost closed, and it's just a matter of final negotiations and paperwork. The Vikings, on the other hand, are in a bit of a rebuild mode after a 7-10 finish last season. They're looking to free up some cap space, around $18 million, to bolster their offensive line and shore up a defense that's been leaking points, giving up an average of 29 points per game. For Minnesota, it's about positioning themselves better for the future, and trading away a star like Jefferson makes sense if they want to reload and focus on a rebuild. Now, Jefferson himself is a huge piece here. The guy is a true star at just 26 years old. His 2025 campaign has been nothing short of spectacular. 102 catches for 452 yards and 12 touchdowns. That's elite production, and he's averaging 2 yards per catch, which is impressive at this stage of his career. PFF has graded him at an outstanding 91.8, and his EPA per target sits at 0.32, showing how efficient and impactful he's been. Despite struggling with a knee injury that limited him to just 14 games after Week 5, Jefferson has still been a game changer, often viewed as a Tyreek Hill-level weapon when fully healthy. His ability to explode for big plays, over 20 yards, has increased by more than 20%, making defenses constantly nervous about him stretching the field. Looking at his career stats, Jefferson has accumulated nearly 900 receiving yards and 38 touchdowns, earning 3 Pro Bowl selections so far. He averages about 98 3 yards per game, and he's not just a deep threat. He runs precise routes, and his yards after catch, YAC, total 612 yards, which further demonstrates his versatility and playmaking ability. And the Vikings know they're in a tight spot with their cap situation, especially with plans to extend players like Addison and Hawkinson, who have been instrumental in their offense. With Kirk Cousins now gone and the Vikings sitting at a 2-2 record early this season, they're facing the reality that they need to build around their young core and look for long-term solutions. For the Commanders, this potential acquisition is huge. With about $40 million in cap space available, they're in a prime position to make a splash. Integrating Jefferson into an offense led by quarterback Sam Howell, who threw for over 200 yards last season, could elevate the team to a new level. Imagine the impact of Jefferson stretching the field, demanding double coverage, and creating openings for players like Terry McLaurin. The possibilities are endless. His presence would force defenses to shift their entire game plan, opening up more opportunities for the Commanders' offense to be explosive and unpredictable. Statistically, adding Jefferson could mean an increase of over 300 passing yards for Washington. His ability to make plays downfield would elevate the offense's overall efficiency, with third down conversions jumping from around 38% to nearly 48%. This is reminiscent of when the Bills acquired Stephon Diggs in 2020, an addition that transformed their offense and helped push them deep into the playoffs. For Washington, Jefferson's addition could be the spark that takes them from a good team to a real Super Bowl contender. The team's offensive EPA would see a significant boost, and the entire offense could operate at a much higher level, especially in clutch moments. And let's talk about the playoff implications here, because this isn't just about regular season success. Jefferson has shown time and again that he can elevate his game when it matters most, especially in the playoffs. His knack for clutch routes, he's a nightmare for defenders in critical moments, could be the X factor that propels Washington deep into the postseason. Think about how he would open up the field for McLaurin and other offensive weapons. Defenses would be forced to dedicate extra coverage on him, which creates more one-on-one opportunities and mismatches for the Commanders' offense. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the trade is more than just a move, it's a statement. It signals that the Commanders are serious about competing now, not just building for the future. Bringing in a player of Jefferson's caliber is a declaration of intent, and it could set the tone for the franchise's trajectory over the coming years. The fans have been waiting for a true superstar to anchor the offense, and Jefferson could be that guy, transforming the team into a legitimate Super Bowl contender. His impact would be felt not just on the field, but also in the locker room, inspiring confidence and raising the overall level of play. In terms of the Vikings, this trade could mark the beginning of a rebuild, especially if they're planning to pivot toward developing their younger players and stockpiling draft picks. They're motivated to clear cap space and get assets that can help them in the long run, and trading Jefferson now might be the best way to do that if they're not planning to compete this season. The Vikings are also motivated by the fact that they're trying to extend Addison and Hawkinson, which adds to their cap crunch and makes a trade like this more appealing. For Washington fans, the anticipation is palpable. The idea of watching Jefferson in burgundy and gold, running routes in FedEx Field, is almost surreal. It's a move that could redefine the franchise's identity, making them a powerhouse in the NFC once again. The excitement around this potential trade is reminiscent of the days when big-name players changed teams and instantly made those teams a threat in the playoffs. If this deal goes through, it's not just a splash move. It's a statement that Washington is serious about winning right now, about making a real push toward the Super Bowl. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet. The NFL trade deadline is always full of surprises, and deals can fall through or take unexpected turns. But the fact that the Commanders are reportedly making such a significant offer for Jefferson tells us a lot about their ambitions this season. They've been building steadily, and now it looks like they're ready to take a giant leap forward. Adding a receiver of Jefferson's caliber would elevate the entire team, giving Howell a superstar target to throw to and giving the offense the explosive element that could make them one of the most feared units in the league. And let's not forget the impact on the NFC East. The Eagles have been dominant, and the Cowboys are always in the mix, but with Jefferson in Washington, the division could see a shift in power. Suddenly, the Commanders aren't just a solid team, they're a serious playoff threat. Jefferson's presence would force defenses to prepare differently, and the shift in offensive dynamics could give Washington a competitive edge over their rivals. It's rare to see such a high-profile trade happen at this point in the season, but the stakes are high, and both sides seem motivated to make it work. For the fans, it's an exciting time. The possibility of seeing Jefferson lining up alongside McLaurin, running routes that leave defenders grasping at air, is enough to send chills down your spine. Imagine the highlight reels, the clutch catches, and the game-changing plays that could come from this duo. The Commanders have been searching for that game-breaker, that once-in-a-generation talent who can elevate the entire offense, and Jefferson might just be that guy. If this move happens, it's a signal that Washington isn't content with just making the playoffs. They want to contend for the Super Bowl, and they're willing to make bold moves to get there. Looking ahead, the potential trade also raises questions about the team's long-term strategy. Will Washington now focus on building around Jefferson, Howell, and a core of young, talented players? Or is this a one-season push to make a deep playoff run? Regardless, it's clear that the franchise is in a window of opportunity, and adding a player like Jefferson could accelerate their timeline. With his proven track record and superstar presence, he could be the catalyst that turns this team into champions. In conclusion, the rumor of Justin Jefferson potentially joining the Washington Commanders is one of the biggest stories of the season so far. It's a move that could reshape the NFC landscape, elevate the Commanders' offense to new heights, and bring a new level of excitement to the fans. Whether it materializes or not, The mere possibility has everyone talking, dreaming of what could be. The NFL is a league of surprises, and this could be the move that defines the Commanders' season and sets them on a path towards Super Bowl glory. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.